Oh, girl.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't go out and blaze a glory.
I know. Oh my gosh. There is no reason for you to be ashamed of anything.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I think that's the distinction. And like, not in a blaming others way. Like, I absolutely recognize and like did something I knew was very much in character for me, of just like playing too hard too fast and being too visible and being too transparent and open and conversive about my thoughts and theories. And I think all of that was like just a lot. But I also think that like with this group, there just was not a path for me, and there was a lot of lying going on about what kinds of conversations were being had, which was really frustrating. So there was like a trio. Like, I knew I was in the middle of the night last night with this group, because there was Jordan and Shauna were up at the fire at one point, and I was like debating getting up and joining them, and then I didn't, and then Allison did, and then they were up for hours and hours and hours and hours chatting at the fire. And totally fine, but like, I was only in and out of sleep, and I could overhear a ton of the conversation, and like, they were directly talking about who they wanted to work with from the other tribes, and directly talking about all of us, and like making a full game plan, the three of them. And I overheard it, and at one point, like, I think I was like turning a little bit, and Jordan made a comment to Shauna and Allison and was like, oh, like, we think it's 3 people sleeping peacefully there, but it's only 2. And like, he could tell that I was up, and then suddenly the conversation stopped. And then at one point they were continuing, they were very clearly talking game all night long, which, like, fine, fair, but like, then at one point I got up to go pee and then went and sat down, and suddenly the conversation was now all about, oh, what challenge are you hoping it's going to be tomorrow? What challenge do you want to play? Oh, this log looks like it needs to be rolled over, like shit like that. I'm like, great. So like, you are clearly talking strategy, but not with me. So like, I knew that they had a trio. And so then I tried connecting this morning with Lon, because I was like, well, the option here then is to try to pull Lon and Nina together and maybe use this block vote that I have, because you need 3 people together on this. You need that majority. Even if it's not me, this first vote, like, I knew I was... Anyways, and so I tried connecting with Lon, and he was saying that he was like, yeah, like, I just really don't feel good. Like, I think if we lose, like, I'm happy to go. And I was like, so theoretically in my brain, I'm like, okay, well, that's a first boot of this tribe that isn't me. But I knew I was number 5. I knew I was going to be next, and I don't think that there's, like... What I was saying before to other people out there is like, if there is a swap right now, I will be upset at myself. Because if there is now a swap and that means there would have been other options immediately, then I feel like I misplayed that and I should have just tried to play it safe and go with that if that was to be believed. But if there is not a swap right now, then I don't regret what I did, because I'm convinced I was number 5 in that group. And I think it was like, I was chatting with Lon who was saying that, and then I was like, well, I like really want to work with you. So like, if you want to reconsider it, like want to play more, like I would love to play with you. And then I like tried talking to Nina as well, because I had gotten good vibes from her, and I was trying to talk to her, and I was like, look, like those 3 are tight. She was like, yeah, they were talking a lot last night. I was like, it's you and me next. If like we let Lon go here, it's you and me next. And I feel like logically, like that was true, and she understood that. But I knew, and like when I went and voted, I was like, this could backfire on me, but like I would rather have played it than not, right? I would rather have played that and have it backfire on me than have just sat quietly and believed a plan that I knew was not the case, because none of them were willing to admit that they've been talking strategy. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that there were, like, I know I made myself really visible, and I know I was throwing a lot of ideas out there that like definitely show what's going on in my brain, and probably was a mistake to do at the time that I did. But I also think the fact that Allison previously knew me from an online game that she lost and I won, and she did not vote for me to win, and is not the biggest fan of me, like did not also work in my favor. And like, yes, I know I picked that tribe. There were 2 options at that point, and in either case I was worried about what would happen from a challenge standpoint. If I had joined blue there, it would have been me on blue instead of MT, and then I don't know who that would have left for that, but like I felt like I didn't have a great choice either way with the 2 remaining tribes. And even though I knew Allison, I was like, you know, if I can take the agency to do that, like that could be a good thing, and it could have until last night when it became clear that it wasn't.
Yeah. So
So I'm frustrated about that.
Yeah, let's talk about the Allison vote. And I have been loving your strategy with your bank a vote / block a vote. That has been so fun. So your whole tribe knew that you had a bank a vote.
That is what they were told until 2 minutes before tribal, when I was trying to pull Nina and Lon in and convince them. And like when Lon was like, yeah, like I don't, like you can vote me. And I was like, well, do you want to go? He's like, I maybe have a couple of challenges left. I was like, do you want to play a few more challenges? He's like, yeah, I want to. I was like, great, then let's actually strategize and not just vote you out.
So where did the Allison name come from?
It came from Lon. I pulled Nina and Lon. I was like, if you two are down for this, I can make this be the majority. Like, it's not a bank vote, it's a block vote. I can block one of them. We have a 3-2. Like we are on the bottom if we don't do this. Like, who would you want out of that? And Lon is the one who supplied Allison. And I was like, I don't care which of them, I will do whichever. Lon is the one who said, okay, then I guess I would say Allison. And I was like, fine. And so then I did that.
Yeah, I loved your conniving with the truth about that. I can assure you there is no swap up next.
Great. Thank you. That does make me feel better.
You were doing
yeah.
well with that.
I think if we sorry, continue your question.
So, if purple goes to tribal next,
it might.
Do you think anybody made a mistake?
If they go next, Lon might just let them vote him out because he now got to play another challenge, in which case, no. But if it is one more time and then Nina goes, then yes, Nina made a mistake. Okay. So if it is only one more, then fine. But like Nina cannot not think she's in fourth right now in that group.
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my read is wrong.
No, but we love your reads are usually very good, but I can't tell you if you're right or wrong.
No, I
know. Who are you rooting for in this game? Who do you not want to see join you out here for a really long time? Who do you want to see make it far? Who are you rooting for? It could be on any tribe.
I don't really know necessarily with a specific name. I'm not particularly actively rooting for the like group of 4 that I was with necessarily. Yeah. I honestly, at this point, there's no one in particular I'm rooting for. I would love to see someone pull off a self-saving move and like then kind of earn my support, but there's not really anyone based on interaction within this game that I am rooting for at the moment.
Yeah, cool. You have come to Survival Challenge for the past couple of years. You've been an awesome fan, and not only that, we were just talking about how you were crucial last year as like the top audience member of like saving our butt so many times last year, and so you were like basically a volunteer last year, and so now you're in the game that you've been waiting to play. How has your experience been, like getting to be in it, get to play? You've played one other live game before. This is very intense comparatively with the elements and the larger challenges. So how has this been for you in that regards?
The challenges were really fun. I enjoy a good chance to do a puzzle and to collaborate and communicate with people. And I feel like I had a good opportunity to do that. So I enjoyed the challenges. Honestly, the like outdoorsy stuff was fine. I slept fine both nights. My tribe, or my whatever group I was with, had fire both nights. We ate some rice, and honestly, I wasn't even that hungry anyways. So like some of the physical aspect elements were fine. And like not bothersome and kind of fun. It's nice to like disconnect a little bit. I was interested in how much I was able to kind of like zone out other things in a nice way. Like I was interested in how immersive it felt. Like I feel like when I've been here as an audience member, I've like been like looking at different directions, and I was interested in how much as a player that I was like really just focused on what was happening in front of me, which was good. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the immersiveness of it. Well, I hope you enjoy watching and getting the come back to your audience roots, and we get to hang out with you out here. We have your votes for you, and you have you get your advantage back as a little keepsake.
Great.